Mr. Jason Pritchard, you know that I've owned a building in Fresno that I call the Hub for 3 or 4 years. This is not news to you, right?
Yep. Definitely not news. I'm very familiar with the hub.
Yeah. What you may not realize is the Hub was actually purchased pre-pandemic. The pandemic occurs and it never gets a chance to launch to my vision. It's
Yeah.
now in the last two months coming around again where I think it's going to launch. So I want to give you my vision for the Hub, where it's at currently, and why, frankly, you may need to be a part of it. Somebody on your team may be a part of it. So I've always envisioned the Hub being a location where people that follow one rental at a time or live in the Central Valley can come and get real estate advice, real estate help, buying, selling, all of that. During the pandemic, it was full of basically wholesalers and individual operators. That was never really my vision.
Yep.
My vision was
Yep.
companies. So what has transpired here recently is we have an insurance brokerage that's adding a person. We have a mortgage broker that's adding a person. I now am trying to push ADUs in Fresno. So something I've done is I took the wrong track on an ADU, wasted $8,000 trying to do something in the historic district of Tower. Shame on me, stupid, dumb idea. I now have given Adam, who is a member of the Hub, 8 single-family homes that I own throughout Fresno, and said, Adam, go to Fresno City Planning, show Steven, who's one of the planners there, these properties and figure out where in Fresno they would like to see some affordable homes, because ADUs to me are the answer to affordable homes in Fresno. They're the answer.
Yep.
So I gave him the list yesterday. I hope that happens. Also, Fresno now has, unlike when I started, 5 approved plans. My vision is to get the plans printed, put them on the wall at the Hub, so that those become the options for other investors. What I envision by going through this process with my properties first is Adam and whoever helps him will create a flow chart that says, hey, these are the 13 steps to go from an idea to a finished product. And, there's a couple of branches.
Yep.
Then what we go to is not after the flow chart. Once we've done it 4 or 5 times, we can actually create fixed bids saying, okay, you like that model? We've done that one a couple of times. It's about this number plus or minus. So investors could come in and say, hey, I'm buying a corner lot with alley access. I'd like to go here as well. If we can get to that, the reason I think having somebody from your team there as an agent is we could start feeding outsiders or the investors, hey, here's the available listings that kind of make sense given what we've heard. And oh, by the way, we can buy homes, add a unit, and sell duplexes. We can sell in products, what I've always called pride of ownership flips. So again, and then lastly, I have a podcast room at the Hub. I want to document Fresno stories, FHA, VA, short sales, whatever it is. I want to get stories documented in Fresno so we help them, but then help the country, help the world. That is how the Hub completes my vision, is helping local people, investors, helping the people that are there with business, but then documenting stories going forward. So that's all starting to come together. What do you think?
I love the comprehensive vision. I feel like when it's just fragmented, and even though it's still a collaborative environment, there isn't like this comprehensive plan of every step of the way, right? Mm-hmm. Everything that you are going to need, from the money that you need to buy it, the insurance that you need to cover it properly, the contractor and the team, which I think is a huge component of this thing, right? Where you can really, for the lack of a better word, systematize and create this cookie cutter approach where it's like,
let's put a name there. So in case he watches this, Brad, you and I've talked privately, Brad, we need to move forward this, because I would love to have somebody on Brad's team, and they know who they are, taking that office back, because that is an answer, right? Because again, we will do this together, and I'll pay whatever it takes to get it done the first time. But the idea is Adam builds a flow chart. Brad's team does it a few times and goes, hey, we think we got this done, fixed bid or near fixed bid. And then, your team comes in and helps find opportunities, helps sales opportunities. And And again, we document stories. Let's help people move forward. It's finally coming together.
I like that. And it's interesting. It reminds me of, this was a thought that just popped in my head right now. Like turnkey operators in other Midwest communities. It reminds me of that, but it's our own little spin because it's California and ADUs, right? And so you're not necessarily going to do turnkey single family rentals, but a turnkey ADU, I think, is really cool because it's very like, you have said this, and I believe also that this is going to be one of the solutions to this very big problem that we have with our housing shortage, right? And it's going to be a big one, I think. And so I think there is just so many houses, and you and I own a bunch of them out here where an ADU would fit perfectly.
Do it
and find out. A lot of the one rental at a time people have them too. And it's just like, I couldn't tell you how many people I talk to that are like, I'd love to do an ADU. I just don't really know what the next steps are. What do I need to do? Right. Dude, Jason, or it's like, I get stuck and stagnant at a certain part.
Yeah. You and I, just need to do this for folks. We're going to skin our knees, scrape our elbows. We need to document the process like you and I know we could do. So it becomes semi-repeatable and then repeatable. And it will be the answers to lots of people. And let's be clear, Jason will sell more properties. Jason will buy better properties. There's no question Jason will make more money, but we will help so many people. And oh, by the way, I know this works. That's Nguyen, killing it in Seattle. Eddie, a guy I interviewed in Southern California, crushing it. There is no reason we can't be the leaders in Fresno or the Central Valley, and just go do it. And then we get all the positive energy and momentum, and the hub takes off because it becomes a place that's helping investors and homeowners. And we could even make the podcast room better and just document stories every day or week. It's coming together. I just need a couple more pieces, Brad and Jason. And I think that completes it. And then we just go, we go hard.
Yeah, no, dude, I love it. I love the idea. I feel like there is definitely a demand. And I love that we know everybody pretty much in this town that's doing anything when it comes to type of investing. I don't know anybody right now that has figured this out. Like there's nobody, there's people that have nibbled around the edges, but nobody's done it like at scale.
Yeah, the city is very disappointed to date with the traction on their 5 approved. That was not easy. The city has given us a gift, in my opinion, with the 5 approved plan, a gift. And it is our job to lead. And you know this, but I'll say it for the record. If we get in first, we will have an unfair advantage. It will just be unfair with our reach, our combined network. Think about you and I in 6 months sitting in the back showing the first one. It will be, nobody will touch us, and we will help so many people. I'm excited to get this. I need 2 more pieces to kind of round it out, I think.
Yeah, I think that's it, man. And I love the idea, going back to this again, but I love the idea. I think investors inherently, right? If we can give a process, right? Yeah. And I think that's what creates a lot of confusion at the beginning. It's like, well, I kind of have an idea about how it works, but like, here's an actual step-by-step process with the resources of the whole workflow laid out in front of you. And everybody's in one space where you can go over to this office, talk to this person. You can walk over to this office, get your loan dialed in. So I think it's a great idea, man. I love the vision for it for sure.
Yeah. So where we are right now is just yesterday evening, I've given Adam 8 properties. He is trying to make contacts with city planning. This process won't be fluid the first time, but that's where we're trying to get. We're trying to get to a flow chart of the 15 steps or the 12 steps or whatever it is. We're going to try to get to a fixed bid, and then it just becomes repeatable. So we are going to try to do that. I know it's going to work. It's just going to take a little time. So it's going to be fun to watch and fun to keep you informed.
We'll get there, man. I love it.
There you go. Well, Jason, where can people find you and keep track of what you're doing in Fresno?
Guys, if you need anything from me as far as the stuff that's going to help you, tools and resources that are going to help you in the business, my website is the best place to go, jasonpritchard.com. Just sign up. It's completely free. You can download all the core documents and resources that we use every single day. And then you can follow me along. I'm very open and authentic on social media. I share all the wins, the losses, and everything in between on my Instagram or my Facebook. Just type in Jason Pritchard on either platform. And feel free to reach out to me. I love answering questions and engaging with you guys. So if you got questions, feel free to reach out. I'll do my best to answer them.
Awesome, buddy. Thanks again.